Howdy, lieutenants and economists.
The most volatile, evil, disgusting things on the planet, humans. If you have a video request, you can always go to assholeconsulting.com.
Yeah, I am gonna charge you, kids. And that is the importance of not fucking up.
You are such an asshole!
Good evening, Late Night Cappy. And you know why it's Late Night Cappy? Because the work ain't gonna get done. Actually, I have a lot to do. Get to repair the gutters. Aaron, is this your honey-do list? No, I don't have a honey-do list. This is the to-do list I force upon myself. And again, if anytime you guys want to know, Clarey, what's the secret to your success? It's this. And then I gotta write. I get my teeth cleaned. I got a podcast with John Steele tomorrow. But none of that can be done at night. But I can write, but I don't feel like writing at night. It makes you way too depressed. I can do asshole consulting. Brian writes, "Hey Aaron, I like a Clarey test on the guy who ran for president as independent in 1992 and 1996, Ross Perot. Would you have a beer with him?" I can tell you right now I would. Because he was quite the character. But let's look up and see how he does on the Clarey test. Ross Perot. Perot. Is he still alive? By gum, he's still alive. God bless him. Texarkana, Texas. Alright. Henry Ross Perot was an American business magnate and former politician. As the founder of Electric Data Systems, he became a billionaire. He ran an independent presidential campaign in 1992 and a third-party campaign in 1996, establishing the Reform Party in the latter election. Both campaigns were among the strongest presidential showings by a third-party or independent candidate in U.S. history. Born in Texarkana, Texas, he became a salesman for IBM after serving in the United States Navy. Okay, so real job, became a salesman, IBM. In 1962, he founded Electronic Data Systems, a data processing service company. In 1984, General Motors bought a controlling interest in the company for $2.4 billion. So what is that worth today? Like $10 billion? No, maybe not that much. 84. I was collecting cans, or 10 cents a can, over in Michigan during summers. As an 8-year-old? No, 9 in 84. It was summer of 83. That's when I started. Perot established Perot Systems in 1988 and was an angel investor for Next, a computer company founded by Steve Jobs after he left Apple. And that went somewhere. I do remember that in the 90s. Perot also became heavily involved in the Vietnam War POW-MIA issue, arguing that hundreds of American servicemen were left behind in Southeast Asia after the Vietnam War. Increasingly active. In 1992, he ran for president. I remember that. Bill Clinton would have lost had Perot not run. A lot of people, as much as people remember and reflect fondly upon Bill, as his penis was stuck in other women's vaginas, Bush Sr. would have won handedly. 2009, Dell acquired Perot System for $3.9 billion. Perot is the 167th richest person in the United States. All right, early life. We know he's got real-world working experience. So the only question, I guess, would be whether he came from money. The son of Lua May and Gabriel Ross Perot, a commodity broker specializing in cotton contracts. His patrilineal line traces back to immigrant French Louisiana in the 1740s. He attended private school called Patty. Okay, so he came from wealth. All right, so that's a point against him. 1947, Perot graduated from high school in 1947. Joined the Boy Scout. He made Eagle Scout. This is a cool dude. 47 to 49, he attended junior college, then entered the U.S. Naval Academy in 1949 and helped establish its honor system. Perot said his appointment notice to the Academy, sent by telegram, was sent by W. Lee Pappy O'Daniel. Perot, after he left the Navy in 1957, so he did a stint. He did a stint and change. Became a salesman. He quickly became a top employee. In 1 year, he fulfilled his annual sales quota in merely 2 weeks. Look at that. And tried to pitch his ideas to supervisors who largely ignored him. Surprise. So IBM didn't just miss out on Microsoft. It missed out on EDS systems now too, didn't it? Because you guys are just so smart. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, Perot's the guy who... That's right. Perot was the guy that wanted to free the two employees that were political prisoners in Iran. But I think... Didn't the helicopters crash because of... Perot bought a very early copy of the Magna Carta, one of the only few to leave the United Kingdom. This guy sounds amazing. Okay. There is no doubt. Unfortunately, he came from wealth, but he doesn't control that still. Guy's a solid one. That's the highest point you score. You can score on the Clarey test. Under your control. Under your control if you were born from wealth. So... It doesn't matter what he studied in college because he, surprise, surprise, the guy became a billionaire without a college degree. Who knew? And then he's just been working the entire time. And, you know, at this age, he can do whatever the hell he darn well wants. He can sleep, he can drink whiskey, he can smoke cigars, he can just watch The Price is Right. Yeah, tons of real-world working experience. Was in the Navy. Didn't major in stupid stuff. Only came from wealth. That's it. What is he currently doing now? Whatever the hell that guy wants. If I had $5 billion at 88, I'd be doing a lot of crazy shit. I'll tell you that. Should he run for office? He should have, and he should have just stuck with it. And he should have ran for the Republican nomination. But you independent-minded people, you know, you just have to be independent. You just can't co-op and take over an already previously established machine and put your people in it. Liberals did that with academia, but what do we know? And then, so yeah, he should have run for public office, even as an independent. And would I like to have a beer with him? Hell yeah, hell yes, I would love to have a beer with him. That is one of the coolest. That is one of the coolest guys, regardless of his score. But one of the coolest guys out there. So that's it for the Clarey test on Ross Perot. Where is he at? Is he still down in Texarkana? Well, I hope he's doing well. I hope he's with it. I hope at 88 he's still with it. So, all right, we'll see you guys later. Toodles.